Valder here, your Fun Stampers Journey Coach, and today I'm going to show you how to do this adorable little card. It is done with our Humble and Kind stamp set. The little rooster comes from this stamp right here. I've used this quite a bit, as you can tell, and I love cutting things out and using them as extra pieces, storing them in our little containers. This is our Journey storage system. I love to store them in there as I stamp them, because if you're going to get all this mess out, make sure you stamp a bunch of them, stick them in here, and then you're good to go. This storage system is one of a kind. I absolutely love it, but right now I'm going to show you the detail on this little rooster right here and all of this. This is my kind of stamp set. It's just so detailed and so realistic. I love this whole collection. So we're going to be using the rooster. I'm also going to be using this stamp set. I've sold so many of these. It's called Different Strokes, and you can use this for just about anything, but it's fantastic when you've accidentally made a mistake and you need to cover something up. You can just use one of these little guys to cover it up and color it at the same time. So we're going to be using some pieces out of Different Stroke. And then, of course, how can I not use the garden fence die? You've seen me use it a lot. I love this little die right here, and it's so easy to do. Pop it in, pop it out, and keep all the little extra pieces because you can use them for other things. All right, so let's get started. I'm going to start with my base card, and that is one of our whipped cream pieces of cardstock. It's 11 by 4 1/4, and it is scored at 5 1/2. I'm just going to take and bone fold it so it's got a nice little crease to it. I'm next going to take the chambray shirt. This is one of our brand new colors. We have 6 brand new colors, and Fun Stampers Journey hasn't retired any of their colors, so we just keep adding to them. I think we have 56 colors now. I'm going to cut out the center because I don't like to waste paper. I'm just going to take and it's going to be about a half an inch all the way around, but it doesn't have to be perfect because no one is ever going to see it. And I'm going to use the inside for scrap paper. So I'm just going to quickly take my cutter and cut around. Now, if you want, you can also use your Journey rectangles die and just cut out the centers if you need them to be perfect. But I like to use this a lot for just scrap paper. So it doesn't matter to me if the ends are a little bit ragged. All right, and what I mean by that, if they don't, oh, I did really good on this one. If they don't come out like that one, you can just pull it apart, and because it's a little bit ragged right there, it doesn't matter because I'm going to use that as scrap paper, and you're never going to see the inside right here. All right, so that's how I get the inside and not waste any paper. How many of you out there love to save on paper, but it also saves on the weight of the card, which when you're getting into a couple of layers, that's going to cost you more money to mail if you're not careful. All right, so every little bit helps, and those of you that are scrapbookers totally understand what I'm talking about. All right, so we're going to take and just add that to our base card right there, trying to get it centered. Hang on. There we go. It's when I let it go, it goes to the side there. Alrighty. Am I good? Perfect. All right. Now what I want to do is to add my next layer, but we've got to stamp that one first. All right. So I'm going to bring in some scrap paper because I am going to go off the paper just a little bit. Alrighty, so I've got my scrap paper right here. I've got my card right here. And now I'm going to bring in 2 of those stamps from the, here they are. The 2 of the stamps from the back, this stamp set right here, the Different Strokes. I was going to say back strokes. That's a swim thing. All right, so from the Different Strokes, we're going to bring that in, and I'm going to take the chambray shirt, and that's going to be the cloudy part. All right. So you can do it whichever way you want. I'm just going to take and stamp and then stamp. Whoops. And let's see. Let's stamp off here. We want to get an even stamp to it. Right there. There we go. There we go. All right, and maybe another one right down here. Okay. All right, good. All right, now I'm going to take the fresh sage. I'm going to take the skinnier piece right here, and you can use any of the pieces that are in there. and just make some grass so it looks like there's grass behind the fence. All right, and it doesn't have to be anything perfect because you're not going to see it. You're only going to see it a little bit through the fence. All right, so there's that. Let's add that to our card base with our Easy Glide here. All right. So far, so good. Such an easy card. I would say this is an under 10 card. Well, maybe not because you have to do this little guy right here. Now, let's take a look at our little fence right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut off the end right here because I don't need those. Okay. And then I'm going to check to see how far over I need it. And I think I'm going to go to this one right here and just cut off that. Now I'm going to save this little piece because I'll tell you, I've used these for everything. I'm just going to trim this one up just a little bit more. Okay. Then I'm going to take some of our little foam squares. And what I love about these is that they're so easy to get off of the sheet right here. There's no little, they don't stick together. And I'm actually going to cut these in half. And I do that and just leave them right on here like this. And then I have them for the next time too. So this is the back of my fence. I'm going to put one up here. It's really important that I show you this because, ooh. All right, we'll put that right back up there. Because you don't need, you can just do this ahead of time. You know me, I'm always prepared. My grandmother used to always say, if I could eat before I went to bed so I didn't have to eat breakfast in the morning, I'd be that much farther ahead. It's always stuck with me. I thought that was the cutest little saying. You don't even need this many on here, but I'm just showing you that I just do it up and down. All right, and let's do just a couple more. And we'll do one here. Okay, and that's it. All right, now I'm going to just take the tops off of them. You don't even have to take the tops off of all of them. But you can take them off as many as you want. I can't even tell here. There we go. All right, so now we're ready for our fence to be put on there. And I'm just going to line that up with the bottom of that little piece right there. Okay, now we're going to stamp our, this is the most beautiful stamp. It's just so detailed. I'm going to take my black licorice ink and just ink this little guy up. Now, this Rooster does not have a die to go along with him, so we are going to fussy cut him out, but I will tell you that it's so very easy to cut out. And you can emboss it also. I've done these embossed and they look just as gorgeous. So when I cut out, I'm just going to take it, I'm just going to go right around real quick. This kind of makes things go a little bit faster because you're not fighting with the paper. And then I'm going to show you something I learned a long time ago, and I have taught it to all of my customers, and I try to teach it to you guys that are online because it just makes cutting so much more professional looking. And like I said, I learned it from one of the best. For those of you that know what Shears is, it's an old, oh, I know you've seen it. You know, when you go to the malls, they have somebody doing portraits, and it's just a black portrait, and what they do is they just cut around the silhouette part of it. Well, that's kind of Shears, but you can get very detailed with that. And what you want to know is when you're cutting something like this, you see me moving the paper and not my scissors. My scissors are literally just staying there. It makes for much rounder corners. It takes a little while to figure it out, but if you just tell yourself, don't move your scissors, don't move your scissors, move your paper, move your paper. See how I'm moving the paper instead of the scissors? It just works. It works, and it makes your corners so much rounder. And we're going to go around to this little guy. This one's going to be a little bit harder because I did cut off a little bit too much. You can leave the bigger parts on, but I'm going to tell you right now, if you just cut around like I did, you're not fighting with the paper. All right, you're not fighting with the paper. You're just kind of making the paper go along with it. Now see how that just goes right around in a circle? And I'm moving the paper, not the scissors. I've seen some of the Journey crew do it now, and I just love to see that. You know, it's like, yes, they understand now. There we go, almost done. See how I'm turning the paper and not the scissors? You have so much more control. So how many of you out there have heard of Shears? I'm just curious because it is such an old thing. I used to do a lot of it when I was younger, and it was just so much fun, and boy was it detailed. And I think that's why I like to color and cut so much, because it is a very detailed craft. Alrighty, and almost done. I got to get his little feet without cutting his toes off. There. Alrighty, so there's my little rooster. I'm going to color him now. I'm going to bring in my little palette. These are new with Fun Stamper's Journey in this catalog, and they're adorable. They're very inexpensive. You get 2 in a set, so I would just throw those in my cart when you're getting ready to check out. All right, these are the Bloom palettes, I think they're called. This is Lemon Drop. This is Creamsicle. So those are the 2 that go together, the light and the dark. And then I have Candy Apple. And you don't really even need as much as I'm putting in there. I did put in some peach too, so I'm going to put that over here with my yellows and my oranges, and then of course the blue. Now I am going to do something that you probably don't do, but I do a lot, is I mix my coloring mediums. I'm also going to bring in my watercolor pencils. All right, so let me just grab these and open up both sides. A lot of people don't realize that we have 2 sides to these. Okay, so there's 2 sets. There's actually 48 colors in there. So I'm gonna actually add to the coloring of this also. So let me bring in my my watercolor brush here. I do like to get a paper towel, and I am set to go. Except that I lost my rooster. There it is. Okay, are we ready? Now we're just gonna take and we're gonna color. All right, so we're going to take this little guy right here. We're going to make sure that my brush is nice and clean. I'm just using a medium brush, but you can use whatever size you're comfortable with. I'm going to start with this little head right here and just kind of brush on some color. Let that dry, and I'll go back in and do a little bit more. I'm going to add a little bit of blue also down here at the bottom. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of my browns here, and I think that, let me just look at my chart here. Hazelnut is number 38, so I want to grab my hazelnut, which I believe is way up here. Okay, so I'm going to take some of my hazelnut and just grab the color right off the pencil like this. And I'm going to darken the little guy up around the edges, okay? Grabbing that color. So yes, you can mix your mediums. And it just makes for such a pretty piece. See? Awesome, awesome, awesome. Just grab a little bit more right here. There we go. All right, and then I'm going to take and do the same with the blues. I want to get that dark, dark, dark blue and add to his tail right up here. All right. And then just kind of feather it in. So just grab some of that and feather it in. All right, so there is our little rooster. Okay, get that out of the way. Now I have to tell you the inspiration for this little rooster, when I was in Bermuda, every single morning we had these roosters that came up on our porch and just looked in the window at us, and they were just the friendliest little things. So I got the inspiration for my little rooster from Bermuda. Cute, cute, cute. All right, now he's going to get pop dotted up onto my piece right here. with just two pop dots. That's all you need. Yep, right here. And when he dries, he'll dry a little bit lighter, so what you're looking at right now will lighten up a little bit. And I need to do my Life is Good, so I'm going to grab a scrap piece of paper right here. I think this might be big enough. I will grab my Life is Good along with my black licorice ink. And I'm going to cut that out. Well, you do have a die for that, so I'm going to cut it out with the die. So let me bring in my new Platinum 6 because it's so adorable and so little and so cute. Here is my little Platinum. So cute. And the die is coming from the stamp called Farmyard Friends. Love, love Farmyard Friends. And Life is Good is right there. All right, so let's grab the die off of my magnetic sheet right here and just cut it out. Life is Good with this adorable little Platinum 6. Okay. So cute. I gotta just show you that it does fold up to nothing. So if you are someone who takes this on the road, I'm going to tell you right now, it is to die for. It's adorable. All right. And now we've got our Life is Good, almost done. We're going to take and pop that little guy up with our little ones right here. Stick one right here in the middle, and we've got some more of those half ones that I'm going to stick one there, and I've got to pop this one up here too. So easy peasy with these little guys. All right, so Life is Good. We'll stick that right here. All right, and then we have one more thing to do. We're going to make a finger bow with some of our threads. So let's grab these. I'm going to grab my Grand Pro Shears. I'm going to make a finger bow. There's a video on this. It's the finger bow with Valder. All right, and I'm just going to quickly do that. I'm going to make a 3 bow. It's super fast, but so easy. And I used to always do the fork bows, but you never always had a fork with you, but your fingers are usually always with you. All right, so it's just easier to carry around your fingers than it is a fork. All right, I don't think they let you have a fork on a plane either, but I can do a bunch of these bows on an airplane. So I've got that triple bow there, and then what I'm going to do to accent it just a little bit is to take a little bit of our new fresh sage, wrap it around the middle a couple times, and then just tie it in the back. And it just gives it a little bit more green because this is going down by the grass. It kind of pulls out that color behind the fence. All right, so there's that. Trim that off just a little bit. Get out one of my journey dots right here. And then add it to our fence. Right there. And that is our card. Isn't that adorable? This little rooster, he'll lighten up, and he'll be as light as this little guy is right here. He's just adorable. He's absolutely adorable. I hope you liked my post for today. If you have any questions, you just let me know. I'm always here to help. Make sure you subscribe to my Instagram. Make sure, because I always do sneak peeks on Instagram. And also you want to subscribe to my blog, because my blog is one-stop shopping. It has clicks for everything at my online store. I do appreciate you purchasing from my online store, because that's what keeps me going. I do love doing this. I love teaching you the craft. It's just so much fun. If you have any questions, you let me know. Take care, have a great day, and thank you for stopping.